Your news starts now. Good evening on this Wednesday night. We begin with that winter weather, snow in the gorge and Cascades, and more on the way. This is video from government camp that has seen several feet of new snow in the past few days. But what about the metro area? Any chance we'll see snow here soon? Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino for the latest. Matt?
Yeah, not so much, Laurel. I think the valley floor is going to remain basically snow-free, other than a few wet flakes that don't accumulate to anything. But we've got showers off the coast right now. They're beginning to roll on shore, so we will look for the showers to increase overnight tonight. You can see a Doppler radar. We got one moving through the east side of Portland, more coming into Astoria right now, and it quickly turns to snow once you get up in elevation just a little bit, about 500 feet or so. So the coast range will definitely get some snow. But look at the temperatures in the Portland area. We're 42, so is Vancouver and Troutdale, 37 in Hillsborough, 41 in Aurora. It's simply too warm in the valleys right now. Usually they get snow, even the overnight hours. We'd want to see these numbers down below 35 or so to have a much better chance of snow. Some places are in the low 30s, 34 Kelso, 34 Astoria, Hood River 34, but even the Dalles is still in the 40s. So there's really not a good source of cold air to draw from, and the winds are all out of the south and generally pretty light right now anyway, so it's not going to be an east wind event that we typically get when we get a widespread valley snowfall. Winter storm warnings in the Cascades, winter weather advisories in the foothills and the coast range, but no warnings, advisories, or watches in the valleys right now because we're simply not going to see any impact from snow. Now, that said, rain, snow showers will increase overnight, sticking snow above 500 feet, so that's basically Sylvan Hill. The Oregon Zoo is at 600 feet. You get up into the West Hills or any of the hills around Portland, you can quickly get above 500 feet. So there may be an inch of snow in some areas like that in the morning, but it'll be spotty. Generally won't last that long, and we'll get a drying trend for the weekend. Now the Cascades, a totally different story. One of our two Timberline sky cams, if you look up in the corner there where the snow isn't, the lens isn't covered with ice, you can see some snow falling. 21 degrees. There's been 34 inches of snow just in the last 2 days, and there is more on the way, Laurel.
Glorious snow for our boarders and skiers. Thank you, Matt. Check out this landslide, though, that's closed a major route to the coast. Highway 30 is blocked between Astoria and Clatskanie. In the latest update from ODOT, they expect it to remain closed tomorrow, possibly longer. As you can see here, a semi-truck got stuck right in the middle of that slide. ODOT says at least, and you'll believe this when you look at that picture, 10 truckloads of rock and mud slid onto both lanes of the highway. That happened late last night. Crews are now working to clear all the debris. And while we didn't see any major weather problems in Portland, you may have noticed localized flooding in several spots. I sure did around the city. Drains just couldn't keep up with the downpour this afternoon. We also heard of a few trees coming down in the wind. Developing tonight, our cold wintry weather is making search efforts for a missing Gladstone man a real challenge. Police say 31-year-old Kyle Kirchum disappeared more than a week ago. But as Catherine Cook reports, his family is not giving up hope on finding him.
I love Kyle so much, and I miss him. I just want to know that he's okay.
Ashley Walton believes she was the last person to see her brother, 31-year-old Kyle Kirchum of Gladstone. It was Saturday night, November 19th. She says he'd been feeling down and had struggled a bit with depression.
I would do anything for Kyle. He's incredibly kind and caring, and foremost, he's a great father to an 8-year-old son who loves him and misses him.
The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, someone found Kyle's car. It was down an embankment off Highway 224, southeast of Estacada in the Mount Hood National Forest. Deputies say the airbags were not deployed and there were no signs that he'd been injured. On Thanksgiving Day, the Clackamas County Search and Rescue Team checked the area but couldn't find anything. Kyle's family and volunteers haven't given up, despite snow on the ground and slick conditions.
We've been looking in the woods every day, but that's the last place that I want him to be because, it's been 10 days now?
Ashley says her brother loves to hike. She believes that's what he was heading out to do when his car went off the road. From the gear they found, she says it looks like he tried to tow himself out before walking away.
I don't think that he just drove out there to harm himself.
Kyle Kirchum is about 5'11", 155 pounds with brown hair and hazel eyes. He was last seen wearing a green and blue flannel coat with black or gray pants.
His family, his friends, his coworkers, his son, especially his son. Like, we need him home, we need him to be safe.
Kyle's family is grateful for any bit of information that the public may have to share, including possible sightings of Kyle. Police tell me the best number to call with tips is the Clackamas County non-emergency line, and dispatch will get you to the right place. In Clackamas County, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
I vote aye. The ordinance is adopted.
Today, Portland City Council approved $27 million to pay for Mayor Ted Wheeler's ambitious plan to create 6 homeless campuses. The money will go to pay for site evaluations to figure out where to put these designated camping sites. They'll host 150 people each in tents, not small pod homes like earlier sites have had. And it will pay for security, staff, and operating costs.
This is not a perfect solution, but it is a solution responsive to the reality that we face. 5-year wait lists for affordable housing, rampant rates of severe mental health and substance abuse, and a lack of availability for treatment, as well as a progressively dangerous and unsanitary set of conditions within unsanctioned camps across our city. The city just simply cannot wait for a perfect solution.
$21 million of the 27 is coming from overcollected taxes and money not yet spent from Multnomah County's Office of Homeless Services. It is no secret catalytic converter thefts are a big problem nationwide and here in Oregon and Southwest Washington as well. But now an oil change company is stepping up to try to combat the problem. Mechanics at Jiffy Lube are now offering a free service hoping to stop thieves. We stopped by the Southwest Canyon Road Jiffy Lube in Beaverton and we watched a mechanic spray a catalytic converter with a high temperature paint, then engrave the vehicle identification number on it. This could be a deterrent to catalytic converter thieves since the engraved part can then be traced back to the vehicle.
Younger people and those with lower incomes are disproportionately affected by these crimes. The cost of replacing a catalytic converter can be upwards of $1,500, which is a large sum of money, especially for those who live paycheck to paycheck.
This comes a month after Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, along with a colleague, introduced legislation to reduce catalytic converter thefts.